Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for the show is Bharat Ramraj, Shomik Chakrabarti, and Shorjani. Well, that was quick. Fans back there in Dharamshala will be able to go back home early, won't have to deal with the late night, chills back in Dharamshala where it's really, really cold. But yes, it was a quick end, but not as quick as we would have liked. Some points here that we want to talk about is, of course, the bowlers setting it up. Really, really good job from Harshdeep Singh, Varun Chakravarti, and Kuldeep Yadav. And of course, then another Abhishek Sharma show for the Indian fans. But another talking point and one of the biggest ones is again Shubman Gill. This is the innings that you were waiting for. You were waiting for him to get back into runs, but at the same time, I personally am not convinced with the performance that we saw of Shubman Gill. Starting with Bharat, let's start with the Shubman Gill question. Obviously, one good innings does not undo what has happened in the past few. He's not been among runs, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, see, doesn't just you can't just think about this innings. Over a period of time, Shubman Gill has been struggling for form. That's the key factor to look at. In T20 cricket, he has been struggling. Most likely, as I noted, he has to branch out his game a little bit in this format. He has one go-to shot or two go-to shots, but he has to just branch out his game a little more in terms of the range of strokes that he plays to go aerial. But having said that, the track today was not so easy, as I noted at the start of the show or before the start of the match, that the ball does move around in Dharamshala today as well. The ball did move around. It was the credit to Abhishek Sharma, the way he played, that ensured that India chased down the target with how many overs to spare, a lot of overs to spare. If you look at it, even Tilak Varma struggled. Even someone like Surya Kumar Yadav struggled. But having said that, Shubman Gill has not proved anything in T20Is, and the pressure will be definitely on him. 28 of 28 won't help him to what can you say, answer the detractors or the critics.
Shomik, we were talking about this off camera. That this is not a convincing innings from Shubman Gill at all. In fact, when you look back on his entire innings, when Abhishek Sharma had got going, Shubman Gill had the cushion to get comfortable, to not take on too much pressure. But as soon as he was gone, it was almost as if Shubman Gill was exposed when he was supposed to take the lead. What are your thoughts about it?
You are right, Gargi. I mean, the thing is that, see, in this format, Shubman Gill is not someone who will play the lead. He would play second fiddle to Abhishek Sharma, and that's what was happening. Abhishek Sharma is special. Abhishek Sharma, it was a sim friendly conditions, and the ball was doing a lot. If South Africa would have scored 150, that could have been a winning total. And even chasing 100 something around 120, India started to struggle once Abhishek Sharma departed. So that is why Abhishek Sharma was special. So he can hit good balls to the fence. So that is the speciality of Abhishek Sharma. He can deal with the good balls with boundaries and sixes. But the fact of the matter is that I would have liked to see Shubman Gill staying until the end. He had enough opportunity, no asking rate pressure, nothing. But somehow, after Abhishek Sharma was dismissed, he went in a shell. Don't know why Tilak Verma also struggling to start with. And somehow South Africa were completely all over the place to start with as far as the bowling is concerned. They're not bowling consistently in a particular area. On this pitch, you just need to bowl in the right areas that they were not doing. But after Abhishek Sharma, maybe that credit to Abhishek Sharma, they sort of he was sort of completely upset their plan in terms of their rhythm, everything. But once Abhishek Sharma was gone, South Africa got back their bowling discipline, and that they started to. Although Shubman Gill got out to a nothing ball, he shouldn't have dragged it on to the stumps. It was just a nothing delivery. Mm, that is, I now that India have won, these issues will not be talked about much. If India would have lost, it would have been a different case. But somehow it is my. But one, you have to look at one mitigating factor. with the all three matches in this series, be it Cuttack, be it the next game, and this one, be the New Chandigarh game, and this one, conditions were not ideal for T20 cricket. These are not ideal T20 cricket conditions. In terms of pitch, New Chandigarh pitch was good, full of runs. But if you look at this pitch, if you look at the Cuttack pitch, so these are not ideal. These are not ideal pitches for T20 cricket. In T20 cricket, you produce a belter, and T20 cricket people go to watch batsmen hitting sixes. So from that point of view, I think that is a bit of a mitigating factor for Shubman. That's it.
Shomik brings up a good point here that when you talk about scoreboard pressure, there wasn't much for India out there. It was just 100 and something, 100 odd runs for India to chase. Abhishek Sharma got it going. The foundation was there. It was time for Tilak Varma and Shubman Gill to sort of take that on from there. But unfortunately, Shubman Gill not looking convincing at all. As soon as Abhishek Sharma was gone, the run rate also slowed down. And I jokingly also texted, Shomik there that the final 30 runs are taking longer than the first innings. Suddenly, the pace of the game changed as soon as Abhishek Sharma went out there. Yes, Abhishek Sharma makes it look easy, but Tilak Varma and Shubman Gill are no amateurs. They've been in the circuit for very long. Shubman Gill is the next all format captain for all we know. This is the time for Gill to take leadership, take charge. But unfortunately, we did not get to see that.
Definitely. I mean, in the beginning of the innings, he was still looking good because he was hitting the sweet spot of the bat. I remember this particularly drive that he hit to Jansen in the first, I think in the second over or so. It was a good shot. But then again, after Abhishek Sharma got out, he was struggling. And I don't know if this is the correct term to use, but there was desperation. I mean, he was trying to score runs. He was trying to hit shots which were, not exactly ideal, and there were a lot of thick outside edges. There was this particularly LBW review that was taken in the first. I think in the first ball he was given out, but then it was reviewed and it was seen that there was some inside edge of his bat. But there were a lot of outside edges today after Abhishek Sharma got out. So Shuman Gill, he was struggling. He was definitely struggling, and at the end, the way he got out, it was really unexpected because the ball was way outside off. He got played on, and I feel that the bat came down at an angle which was not quite. I don't know, man. What shot was he thinking? I mean, was he going for a cut or was he going for the drive? It was really unclear the way he got out. Talking about Surya Kumar Yadav also, I mean, after Shuman Gill was dismissed, I personally believe that the captain should have taken the responsibility. That shot was completely uncalled for. I mean, he did not have the pressure. The runs were there, the balls were there. He could have stayed, he could have played his innings and then finished the match. But then even the shot that Surya Kumar Yadav played was completely uncalled for. So a little bit of responsibility would have been better in today's match.
Bharat, again, coming back to your runner ball innings for Shubman Gill, this was his time to step up. Again, no scoreboard pressure there. You believe that the ball was nipping around a little bit, but what's your assessment of why Shubman Gill seems to look so uncomfortable?
Oh, if I had an answer, I think I would have become a coach. But having said that, I think, as I noted, Shubman Gill has one problem that I don't think he has the range of strokes for T20 cricket, at least as of now. That is why sometimes he tries to manufacture shots and perhaps it doesn't come out as well as he wants it to be. So I think that's Shubman Gill's main problem. See, I'm not saying that Shubman Gill should try to follow some Jose Butler or on those lines, try to play lap shot or scoop shot. Maybe it doesn't really come naturally to him, but he still, I think, has to look at how to go aerial while playing T20 cricket. Otherwise, I think he would be left with only two, three strokes. One of them, as I noted, he likes to charge down the track and try to manufacture something out of nothing and try to get some boundaries away. But you can't really just rely on two, three strokes in T20 cricket. I think is a very good orthodox player, but I do believe he has to branch out his game. So what is basically happening, I believe, is he's trying to muscle the ball too much because he feels that he has to score runs quickly in T20 cricket. and that is where I think he needs to expand his game, branch out his game a little more if he really wants to succeed in T20 cricket. Obviously, if he believes that T20 cricket is not his forte, if he wants to concentrate just on Test cricket, I'm absolutely fine with it. But in this format, he won't always get Ahmedabad type of pitches where he can just come in and maybe charge down the track and score a few boundaries. So I think if you look at it constructively, he has to expand his game for T20 cricket.
Shomik, the more we see of Shubman Gill, the more we realize that Test is his strongest format. But let's talk about the bowlers as well a little bit, because if you compare the bowling, South African bowlers were very wayward in the beginning versus Indian bowlers who were spot on with their lengths tonight. Wonderful performances by Varun and Kuldeep. We were talking about this in the pre-show as well, that on a deck like Dharamshala, Kuldeep and Varun Chakravarti will be key for India, who don't need much purchase off the wicket.
Gargi, I'm coming to the bowling part, but before that, I would like to see for the last two matches of the series, the pitches are better. Such kind of pitches are serving no purpose because you will not play your World Cup games on pitches like this. So such kind of pitches are serving no purpose. There is no point playing. You don't want the bowlers to get the movement, get lateral movement in T20 cricket. That is not T20 cricket. That for that you have Test cricket and bit of a one-day cricket also. But this is not the type. This is not the format. You want the bowler to have lateral movement, or I mean, the pitch is too paced like it was in Cuttack. The ball is not coming onto the back. The ball is sticking. Stuff like that. You don't want that. So I would, to start with, I would like to see the last two matches better pitches are prepared, better pitches are produced, and then we can have a fair assessment of the batsmen and the bowlers. Because in these conditions, I'm coming to the bowling now. The way Arshdeep Singh, we know his skill set. He will make that happen in these conditions. But how does he do when he is bowling on a belter, when he is bowling on a typical T20 pitch? That is what I need to check before the World Cup. Because in the World Cup, his degree of difficulty, or not for Arshdeep Singh, collectively for the bowlers, the degree of difficulty would be higher, and they will have to negotiate that. So, as a starter, I would like to see at least for the last two matches, the pitches are better, and only because I can criticize Shubman Gill here, I can criticize Surya Kumar Yadav here, but then again, the way the ball was darting around, outside edges, inside edges will happen. So you give them a level playing field and then judge. So I wish and I hope the curators at the respective venues would be producing better pitches, and that's the need, and that's what it is required, because this is a T20I series, not the Test series.
Certainly, that's a good point. You have home series lined up ahead of the World Cup. It's a home World Cup. The point is, you should make challenging conditions to prepare yourself for the World Cup here. I'm not saying that build a rank turner and do what you did back in Kolkata, but you can still, challenge yourself here.
Definitely, and I mean, all the New Zealand is coming to play. We're playing South Africa here. South Africa, they are runner-ups, right, of the World Cup. So over here, we are definitely facing different conditions, and it will really help us prepare for the World Cup, because we are facing different conditions, and it is really helpful because as a player you understand your ability and your skill set. Again, fielding in high altitude conditions, it is really difficult because the ball comes in quicker, like Bharat mentioned previously on the live. And I think today, when I talk about today's match, although our bowling performance was excellent, let us not miss out that we dropped three catches. Although it was not costly, we dropped three catches, and I feel that the Pacers did a good job. Arshdeep Singh, he had a bad day at office in the previous match, but today he did a really good job. Harshit Rana was good. All the bowlers were extremely good, and I think South Africa, the place they went wrong is that they were not getting. I mean, their lengths were correct, but their lines were not. But again, this is a personal analysis that I made. I mean, they were trying to go for the outside of delivery to Abhishek Sharma because they knew that, that's the shot he plays the most. And I think that is how he got out. He got out to the outside of delivery. And I think at the end, the plan did work out, but again, it was very costly. And the catch taken, South Africa were a good team today when it comes to fielding. They did extremely well. I mean, the runs were very less to defend, but again, they did a good job at the field. And I think matches like this, it prepares you. They should, you understand your skill set and your ability as a batter, as a bowler, as a fielder, so you know where you're going wrong. And I think you can treat these matches as a learning experience so that you can work on your skill set, because probably this is the team that is going to play for the World Cup. There are going to be minor changes.
There's a funny comment here by Debayan. He thinks that it's a decoy strategy adopted by Gill and Sky that they're not performing well, so that when the come the World Cup they can go bang bang. Your thinking is very creative, Debayan. But let's see if there are more questions here. Ojasvi Thapa is saying, I don't think the underconfident captain, vice captain Jodi will feel confident playing in these grounds, and the way that they played was pathetic. What was Tilak doing? Bharat, you take this.
Pathetic, I don't think I will use that word. As I noted, the ball was definitely nipping around, but they're definitely not in good form. They're not in good rhythm. And you can see that even with Surya Kumar Yadav, the way he's moving around in the crease, that he's not feeling good about himself or about his batting. As you noted, Andrik Norkia just followed him when he tried to move around in the crease. And Tilak Varma is someone I think he is struggling a little bit in terms of rotation of strike, especially when it comes to spin bowling. Today, as well, against pace bowling, he struggled a bit to rotate the strike here or there. So I think that's a problem with Tilak Verma, not just related to this game. So there are problems in relation to India's batting, but I think, as it has already been noted, the ball was doing enough today. It was nipping around enough. So the batting was not so easy, just that Abhishek Sharma made it look like that. And he just, I think, the way he batted rattled the South African lineup. So a lot of credit has to go to Mr. Abhishek Sharma for the way he played.
I would also like to add something to that. I think Aiden Markram also did a very good job, because when he was batting, it looked like a completely different pitch. So when it comes to the South African team, I think Aiden Markram was exceptional.
Yeah, just one thing about this, one thing about that Aiden Markram is I think he takes it on the rise. I think that is why when there is some bounce, he's always good, and he's always very good against those pacers who hit the deck, like as we saw today with Harshit Rana. I think he's very, very good because he takes the ball on the rise. So more bounce, the better it is for someone like Aiden Markram.
Shomik, final question to you. Freaking Awesome is bringing up a good point here. Chennai, Kolkata, and Colombo are not high scoring venues. I wouldn't say that about Eden. You always get, good batting wickets. I wouldn't put Kolkata in the same bracket
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Chennai and Colombo. But I
Eden
get
Gardens
what
for T20
Ojasvi is
matches, I mean, it's a belter usually. It's a
exactly.
very high scoring venue.
But I get the point that freaking awesome is trying to make. Let's ignore the Kolkata there. Chennai, Colombo, not high scoring venues in the World Cup. This is actually the perfect time, like what you're saying, Shomik. This is the perfect time to test yourself out on conditions like that. Try to build similar surfaces and bat on that. Why not do that?
Yeah, you can do that, but in Colombo, be it in Colombo, be it at Shepherd, you are not going to get this kind of wickets. Pitches will not be like that, where there would be lateral movements. There would be something for the spinners, for the tweakers, not for the fast bowlers. And Colombo might, I usually it is the World Cup will not be a bilateral series, and the pitches will be prepared under the supervision of the ICC head curator. So you cannot doctor the pitch much. So from that perspective, you have to produce good pitches, and from that point of view, even by if you go by history and traditionally, if you go by tradition and a venue, if it is venue specific, Colombo and Shepherd spinners will get assistance. That's fine, but then you should play on pitches where the spinners will be are getting purchased, but not this kind of a pitch. Not this kind of a pitch. Even the last game after that India The one India at the last game India batted second, right? The
Yeah.
last game India batted second. Up front, the movement the South African fast bowlers were getting, I mean, it is not. This is not for T20 cricket. You produce belters for T20 cricket, and then you judge a player. T20 cricket is not for outswing, in-swing, anything. It is about hitting through the line. T20 cricket about big sixes. For the purest, I mean, for all the other nitty-gritty finer points, you have the purest format of the game, which is Test cricket, and also one day cricket allows a bit of that because it is a longer game played over 100 overs. But T20 cricket is a batsman's game and the pitches should be like that. So I will not judge Shubman Gill or Surya Kumar Yadav based on what they have done here or what they did at Qatar. So first I want to see good pitches are prepared and only then will I judge.
Absolutely. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We'll be back tomorrow as well, so don't forget to tune in. Thank you, Bharat, Shorjani, and Shomik. Thank you for joining. Good night.